Spoken word. Spoken word programs have included entertainment types such as This Is Your Life and many of the talk shows, in which a personality interviewers questions celebrities, sometimes with the interludes of music or comedy or with serious discussions, documentaries, and lectures. A fear of controversy, the problem of maintaining an overall impartiality, and sometimes the belief that the mass audience would be alienated. The programs demanding a conscious effort and concentration combined. In the early in the early days of radio, to limit the time given to serious spoken word programs. It was not long, however, before many broadcasters developed a sense of pride and responsibility in their function and regarded it as their duty to provide information and opinion. In countries where broadcasting achieved a substantial measure of independence, some broadcasters gradually became concerned not only with the exposition of fact and controversy but also with the task of exposing the ills and abuses of their society. News continues. uh, News continues to be the most important element in spoken word radio, since it was inescapable that broadcast news would affect in the industry. Newspaper proprietors in the early days of radio either made efforts to restrict the sources of news and the times at which it could be broadcast, or sought themselves to enter the field in areas where broadcasting was commercialized. The press was further concerned because radio competed with it for advertising revenues and because radio could almost always get a story to the public before the newspaper could. Nevertheless, there is no evidence that radio news reduced the circulation of newspaper. Some have even maintained that radio weighted the appetite of listeners for news and increased newspaper sales. It would seem, however, that television has adversely affected the daily press and even more so, weekly or monthly magazines. Long before television outstripped radio, broadcasting organizations were employing reporters and special and foreign correspondents and were supplementing the service received from news agencies. Some broadcaster reports became public personalities in their own right. Television news presented additional production problems. The announcer at the microphone reading from the script or teleprompter was not satisfactory, and it was not long before the greater part of television news and appropriately accompanied by relevant pictures. The need for film shots and the cost and difficulty of obtaining them were, and to some extent, serious problems. In spite of substantial expenditure on the supply of such shots, television news is open to the criticism that news values and objectivity are distorted by the availability of non-availability of pictures.